Hello, I'm Zoe Briggs and you're watching Buckingham News, our top stories. Business sector bite night. We find out how millions have been raised for homeless people across the country. The people of Buckingham come together to complete another rinse of the town's river. And the Buckingham Sports Union celebrates a successful 12 months with its annual awards night. Last Friday saw over 1,000 people from across the IT and business sectors grab their sleeping bags and head to the streets. Bite Night, organised by the Action for Children charity, has so far raised millions of pounds for their cause. Owen Hughes has a story.
The number of people sleeping rough in the southeast of England rose by 36% in 2015, according to the latest figures from the Department for Communities and Local Government, 6% above the national average. Each year, around 80,000 young people find themselves homeless, making them twice as likely to die than people their age who have homes. Action for Children organise Bite Night every year across 10 different locations, where IT and business professionals get together to help raise money for disadvantaged kids.
The really important thing is that it's a culmination of the fundraising that's gone on through the year, and for those people who've done it to then experience for one night what those homeless kids have night after night. So the real message we give them is, tomorrow you go home, the kids do what you've just done for one night, night after night after night, and that's what really strikes the message home.
The annual Sleep Out was founded by Ken Deeks in 1998. As well as raising millions, it also provides a unique professional networking opportunity.
In total, there's been over 7 million raised. However, we do encourage people to keep donating and supporting us, because simple things such as £10 pays for a week's worth of hot meals for a hungry child. So even the small amounts do a great deal.
Although it's too late this year to unroll your sleeping bag at any of the 10 Sleep Out locations across the country, it's not too early to get involved in next year's event. Visit bitenight.org.uk or actionforchildren.org.uk. This is Owen Hughes for Buckingham News.
The University of Buckingham's Medical School, along with staff from Milton Keynes Hospital, have made their own time capsule, which is set to be welcomed back to the world in 100 years' time. This is all part of the new partnership between Milton Keynes Hospital and the university, whereby a new academic centre will be added to the hospital. Lisa Collins went to find out more.
To coincide with the University of Buckingham's plan for a new £8.5 million academic centre at the Milton Keynes University Hospital, staff and students alike have decided to mark the beginning of the construction with a time capsule, so that in a century's time our future's brain surgeons and femur fixers can have a little taste of what 2016 looked like. Construction of the new site is set to take place, a venture made possible by the £2 million grant funded by the Local Growth Fund initiative.
Always been keen. We have had students from other universities here, but to have one sort of what we call homegrown next door to us from Buckingham is really exciting for our partnership. So there's a lot that's going to happen from the partnership. The partnership will grow. It won't just be medical students.
The new academic centre has been designed to provide an outstanding resource for medical education and training for students, doctors and nurses throughout the hospital. Planned facilities in the pioneering building included a simulated operating theatre and a video link showing live procedures taking place in the hospital's operating theatres. It will also include a 200-seat lecture theatre with the capacity to stream lectures throughout the building.
In the time capsule, there's a letter from the students. They're our first cohort of students will be the first students that will go in there. And their letter really is about them being pioneers, and also will be the pioneers when they go into that building. And along those themes, we've also put one of these in there. This is called a pinard, and it's what the midwife will listen to a baby's heartbeat on.
The capsule will be on display in the foyer of the new academic centre for 100 years and will be opened on the 19th of September 2116. This has been Lisa Collins for Buckingham News.
A recent study has revealed that young women are those at highest risk of suffering from mental health problems in England. This has, of course, caused concern among women aged between 16 and 24. Mariam Injai has more on the story.
The publication of a study by NHS Digital showed that there has been an increase in mental health problems among young adults, with a faster rise among women than men. It also highlighted that young women between the age of 16 and 24 years old have high rates of self-harm, post-traumatic stress, and bipolar disorders.
The best way to avoid suffering really is to come and find help, and the earlier you come and get help, the better. Females are notoriously better at gaining help than males, and that's probably why the statistics are that much higher than they were in 2007.
The study revealed that in 2014, women were 3 times as likely to report symptoms of anxiety and depression as men, while common mental disorder rates have steadily increased in women. Mental health charities have said that these figures show that there hasn't been any improvements in recent years.
We met up with some students from the university who highlighted why they thought there was an increase in young women's mental health problems.
It's because women tend to do a lot of things. They don't share the workload with the men, so they carry a lot of burden.
Oh, look, this person's like this person's like this, so they feel like they need to do the same thing. So maybe social pressures, peer pressures.
It's just really important for women to come together and talk to each other and just have a collective and speak about things like this. Because if you don't have that, a lot of women, they'll just hold on to these issues and it'll fester and it'll get worse.
The authors of the NHS study has said that this was the first Kahoot to come of age in context of social media and has asked for more research to be done about its impact. This is Mariam Jai reporting for Buckingham News.
The Buckingham community came together for a second time last Sunday for the Town River Rinse, organised by Buckingham Town Council. Local volunteers and divers recovered all sorts from the river, including a for sale sign and even a horse's skull. Joanna Lynn dived in to find out more.
On Sunday, the 9th of October, divers of the Stowe Sub Aqua Group, local volunteers, council members and Buckingham firefighters took part in the second river rinse of Buckingham stretch of the Great Ouse. The idea of the event was to clean up rubbish and debris that had been dumped in the river. In previous river rinses, items such as old tires, bicycles, and road signs have been found amongst the general rubbish. But the occasional fascinating discovery has been brought to the surface in the past. Today's most interesting finds include a horse skull and shopping trolleys.
It's a good thing to do. It's we all live close to Buckingham, and we want to see a good clean environment through the town, so we run twice a year, one in September and one in October.
All members of the community were welcomed and were advised to wear appropriate clothing for the rinse. The council provided bags, litter pickers and gloves so that everyone could get stuck in to clean the river.
If it wasn't for the fact that we could get people in the community to do it, we couldn't do it. I mean, the only reason we can do this is it's the community are keen in looking after their environment.
The whole event was very successful and showed a good turnout of volunteers from the community. The town council hopes to find next year will be just as productive. This is Joanna Ling from Buckingham News.
Last night, the second in a series of seminars on economics and international studies was held in Preben House. Professor Philip Booth discussed Pope Francis, property rights and the economics of environmental conservation. Sevilla Bunker went to find out more.
Philip Booth is Editorial and Programme Director at the Institute of Economic Affairs and Professor of Insurance and Risk Management at Cass Business School in London. The seminar welcomes students from all degree subjects, not just those studying economics and international studies. Philip Booth discussed the importance of Pope Francis's widely discussed encyclical on the environment and highlighted that it was regarded as critical of the market economy.
My aim really for the seminar was to try to help people understand the context of what is called Catholic social teaching, that is the body of work which the Catholic Church produces, which is really about societal and political organisation, social justice and that type of thing. I help people understand why the Church produces that body of work, some recent aspects of that body of work and how that relates to economic policy.
Other topics discussed included some of the 800-year-old history of the Catholic Church's support for private property, and a brief discussion on the work of Eleanor Ostrom and its congruence with Catholic social teaching. The seminar was well attended and the students are looking forward to the next seminar in the series, which will be presented by Dr. Adriano Ayamino. This is Sophia Bunker for Buckingham News.
In other news, The government has announced today that students applying to the University of Buckingham to study in the 2017 and 2018 academic year will still be able to get student loans, complete their degrees and graduate before the UK leaves the EU. University of Buckingham Director of Admissions, James Seymour, said, "It is great to have this certainty over future funding and to be able to assure students that they can apply to study at Buckingham without having to worry that they will have their terms of funding changed if the UK leaves the EU during their studies." Earlier today, the University of Buckingham welcomed representatives from What Uni to our campus to collect statements from current Buckingham students for submission into the 2016 Student Choice Awards. Buckingham is currently ranked 17th on the What Uni Student Choice Awards for University of the Year, the online university comparison website that helps students find the right university and course for them.
So the What Uni rankings are based solely on student ratings and their satisfaction with the university in a number of categories. So it's a really useful way for prospective students to decide what university they might like to go to based on how well it's fared, how happy students are with it compared to other universities across the UK.
Submissions for the survey will be open until 30th of November. Last Thursday marked 1 year since the introduction of the 5p plastic carrier bag charge in large shops in England. The scheme was introduced to discourage the litter that the 5p bags produce. Tommy Olugbemi went to find out how people have fared with this change.
A study by Cardiff University shows that 90% of people in England now carry their own bags when grocery shopping because of the 5p charge introduced last October. The results also show a reduction at the checkout of single-use carrier bags requested by shoppers from 25% to 7%.
Results of the study also show that 1 in 2 shoppers now carry their own bags when shopping for clothes and healthcare products. The English carrier bag charge has had a strong impact on people's shopping habits and has been successful in decreasing the use of plastic bags.
Shoppers have taken creative measures to avoid the charge, including the use of rucksacks, flower pots, suitcases and cycle helmets, while others fill their pockets with food items. We asked local shoppers what they do when they forget to bring their bags with them.
I reluctantly buy a bag sometimes, but most of the time I just carry the shopping out in my hand.
Buy one. Yes, because you haven't really got much option.
Usually I have them in the car, but sometimes I just can buy something onto it by chance. Yeah.
A statement by Tesco's UK Communications Director, George Gordon, said, "Thanks to Bags of Help, nearly £12 million has been spent so far on local environmental improvement projects like parks, sports facilities, school playgrounds and community gardens, projects that have all been chosen by our customers."
The law has helped address issues of waste and damage to wildlife. With increasing support, the government may seek to address other waste management problems, including placing a levy on plastic water bottles and other innovative recycling methods. This is Tommy Olugbemi from Buckingham News.
And now over to sport with Mariam Njai.
Thank you, Zoe. After another year of exciting sport here at the university, our Buckingham Sports Union hosted a second annual sports ceremony at Whittlebury Hall. The night also marked the formal handover of the executive committee. Chris Amar was there.
The Buckingham Sports Union, or BSU, after all its hard work throughout the course of the year, recognized its members in all their recent achievements at an awards dinner last Wednesday evening.
The awards recognize the sports club committees of the previous 12 months, while also rewarding those who have gone above and beyond for their societies or the BSU in general.
Each individual committee awarded colors to members of their society for outstanding contributions to their sport, while the individual awards for high performance, sportswoman, and sportsman of the year were won by Tom Gordon Colebrook, Elizabeth Wells, and Josiah Rush, respectively.
In the long run, the biggest accomplishment would be getting a sports hall, and I hope that we've kind of kick-started that, but that's hopefully what I'm hoping to be one of the biggest accomplishments in the next couple of years.
As the BSU Executive Committee hands over to its successors, it has stated the challenges faced in attempting to acquire a university sports hall in the coming years. One of the many things the new committee would like to continue to work towards during their period in office.
Firstly,
Well done, Si.
I just want to get as many people playing sport as possible because, like everybody here, we all love sport. That's why we're here. And to give that to as many people as possible is amazing because it means that people are coming out and they're enjoying themselves, they're getting fit, and they're just enjoying sport.
A spirit of appreciation has been in the air tonight, with Buckingham sporting events being brought to the fore. This is Chris Armour for Buckingham News.
The University of Buckingham Football Club suffered an embarrassing defeat against Great Linford FC on Saturday afternoon. The University Club played away at the Great Linford grounds in Milton Keynes. Chanvit Kanijun was at the match.
The match started with Great Linford much more energetic and brighter than Buckingham, and within the first 10 minutes, Great Linford scored. From then on, Linford added 4 more goals just before the half-time whistle. Buckingham has started the second half very brightly with purpose, but in the first 5 minutes, Linford scored the 6th goal. And from then on, Linford scored 5 more goals to end the match.
Well, score says it all. I mean, it's 8, 9, 10, 11-0. No team should ever get beat by that. We are missing a couple players, couple key players, so, you know, I think when they get back from injury and a couple of them may have one issue or the other, the team will get stronger and performances would improve.
The match against Great Linford FC concluded at 11-0, with Buckingham playing a challenging away match at Linford. This is Chanvit Kanijun reporting for Buckingham News.
That's it for the sports roundup this week. Now back to Zoe in the studio.
Yesterday, audiences in the Radcliffe Centre were treated to a trip back in time as Dr. Susan Fern, honorary curator of the old jail, delivered a public lecture titled The Man Who Killed Richard III. Showin Tan reports.
In August 1485, one of the most significant battles in English history took place. Bosworth Field, changing the course of British history and establishing the Tudor dynasty. However, one of the key people in this series of events remains relatively unknown. Dr. Fern, the author of The Man Who Killed Richard III, talked about Rhys ap Thomas, who was seemingly lost to history, but whose role in these events add fascinating insight into this period.
Dr. Fern was a lecturer in ancient history at the University of Wales, spending many years as an archaeologist around the world, and an archaeological conservator with the National Museum of Wales before retiring to Buckinghamshire.
Yeah, the life of Rhys ap Thomas. We haven't got any of his original documents, but they must be around somewhere. We obviously know where he's buried, but that's about it, really.
The lecture was well attended, with audiences filling the Radcliffe Centre. Attendees were allowed a rare glimpse into this mysterious figure and his part in history. This is Showin Tan, Buckingham News.
Household recycling centres across Buckinghamshire have binned the word waste from their name in a bid to emphasise the importance of recycling. Buckinghamshire residents already recycle over 57% of their waste, so we sent Kushu to find out why more needs to be done.
As summer begins to feel like a distant memory, Buckinghamshire County Council's Household Recycling Centre service moves to its shorter winter opening times. This year's transition also coincides with another change for the centre, dropping the word waste from its name to simply be known as the Household Recycling Centre. The change is in name alone, however, for you can still take any regular waste materials to the recycling centre. But the council is hoping the new name will reflect its emphasis on continually improving recycling rates in Buckinghamshire.
With the name change to Recycling Centre, I hope it doesn't confuse anyone. Obviously, most people do recycle here already, and really we just want to, through a subtle name change, just to remind residents and encourage even more recycling.
The council have also introduced a new digital permits for commercial or large vehicles taking their waste to the centre. Previously, drivers would be required to order the free permit and wait for it to arrive in the post. But now people can simply use a code on their mobile device to immediately gain access.
Basically anything that residents can't dispose of at home in their waste bin. So a lot of large items that they can't fit in the bin, recycling items for wood and plastic and metal and that sort of thing. We want to just remind people that these sites are for recycling. We want to encourage a wide range of recycling, be it batteries and light bulbs and electrical items.
The changes will bring more efficiencies in waste management. More information about the new October 2016 to March 2017 opening times can be found on the council's website. This is Keshu, Buckingham News.
Do you start your day with a warming bowl of oaty porridge with fruit, honey, or even salt and lard? Monday, October 10th was World Porridge Day, an event created to celebrate Scotland's national dish and to raise awareness of the plight of world hunger. We sent Philip Joss to show us 4 different ways to make this hearty breakfast.
Porridge is traditionally made with oats, which are known for actively lowering cholesterol and for being a good source of fibre. Porridge is also known for its slow-release energy, which should help keep hunger locked up to lunch. And today we're making porridge 4 different ways, so we're going to start by making our basic porridge. For this, you will need 100 grams of porridge oats, 370 millilitres of semi-skimmed milk. Place the ingredients in a saucepan over a medium-high heat and stir until thickened. The first porridge we're going to make is a salted porridge with salt and lard. For this, add a liberal pinch of salt to the porridge and then place a thin slice of lard on top to melt. Our second porridge is made with apple and honey. Coarsely grate an apple and stir it through the porridge and top with a liberal amount of honey. Or you could also try a pumpkin spice porridge. Add a tablespoon of soft brown sugar and half a teaspoon of cinnamon, ginger and allspice to your porridge and stir through for an autumnal treat. Finally, my personal favourite, a banana and chocolate porridge. Stir a heaped teaspoon of cocoa powder and a tablespoon of sugar through the porridge until it has combined and served topped with sliced banana. These 4 porridge recipes are both delicious and easy, so why not try making one to spice up your morning? This is Philip Joss for Buckingham News.
World Smile Day, a day that encourages us to bring more smiles into our lives, is devoted to smiles and kind acts throughout the world. A smiley face knows no politics, no geography and no religion, so don't forget to smile and add a little sunshine into someone's life. Thank you for watching Buckingham News. We'll leave you with a short montage of all the smiles you can see around Buckingham. See you next week.